This month of January is setting us up for the year ahead. We have some massive shifts and changes happening this month. Starting off the month with Venus moving into the beautiful sign of Pisces. We then have a really interesting full moon happening in the sign of Cancer, which is helping us sever any emotional ties in a positive way that could be holding us back. Then the nodes are finally shifting out of Aries and Libra into Pisces and Virgo, ushering us into a next phase in our lives with this new intuitive and intense energy happening in the signs of Pisces and Virgo. Mars will also be regressing back into Cancer this month, continuing on its retrograde story. We have Mercury moving into Capricorn and Aquarius this month, which will help us set ourselves up for success, with this energy helping us to plan and prepare for the year ahead. We then have an interesting new moon happening at the end of this month in Aquarius, which is helping us maybe clean the slate or really identify where it is we want to shift and move into, possibly this year ahead, but also possibly for the next 20 years. We then have Uranus finally stationing direct in Taurus at the end of this month, bringing forward some interesting energy to end the month in. So if you'd like to see where this energy is happening for you, keep on watching. Hi friends, I'm Alex and welcome back to my channel. I'm an astrologer based in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and in this video I'm going to be covering all of the energy that is happening throughout January. I am shifting and changing the format of what we talk about this month just to condense it down and really identify and expand on the key energies that you'll be wanting to look at, rather than looking at all of the aspects and angles. We'll look at mainly the ingresses and interesting potent angles that will be happening throughout the month of January. And as always, I'll still continue to look at where this energy is happening for you based on your rising sign. But if you'd like to connect with me, I am over on Instagram at venusinvirgoastrology, and I also have a website, www.venusinvirgoastrology.com. My books are currently closed for readings, but if you'd like to join the waitlist, make sure you sign up to my newsletter. So if this video is helpful for you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video. It really helps me out and provides me with feedback to what you like. And if you are already feeling this energy or you're interested to see what was happening for you this month, leave me a comment down in the comment box below. But without further ado, let's get into it. Kicking off this month on the 3rd of January, Venus will be moving into the sign of Pisces. Venus in Pisces is at her exaltation. Her energy is expressed in a really beautiful, free, open and accepted way. This is a wonderful transit to invest in your relationships in a way that makes you feel really deeply connected, investing in things that bring you a lot of satisfaction, joy, and in really tuning in how you deeply connect with those around you. This is a wonderful energy to really intensify that romantic intimacy within your partnerships, or just that intimacy within your relationships in general. This is also a wonderful time to invest in what brings you pleasure, things you enjoy, investing in your physical appearance in a way that helps you feel beautiful and luxurious in whatever that feels and looks like to you. This is a wonderful energy for Venus's qualities to be expressed in a really positive, free-flowing way. And if you have your Venus in Pisces, happy Venus return to you. Also on the 3rd of January, we have Mars and Leo opposing Pluto in Aquarius. So this energy, Mars is still retrograde, so this energy is maybe more of an internal challenging. Maybe we're feeling internally triggered to see how far we've come this year. Maybe we're not this past year. Maybe we're not quite where we thought we'd be at this time. Maybe we're just feeling triggered by what other people are showing or what we're seeing from other people. Maybe we're comparing ourselves to others and it's causing us a bit of a disservice. So just be cautious around the 3rd. Although it has some lovely energy, it could be a bit of a challenging day. Then on the 5th of January, Mars retrograde in Leo will trine the North Node node and sextile the south node. This is a positive energy for really identifying how far we have actually come. Maybe we're feeling a bit insecure about how far we wanted to be, and maybe we're ready to identify how far we have actually come and how well we're doing on our journey, surprisingly more so than maybe we thought. Then on the 6th of January, Mars will be regressing back into the sign of Cancer, continuing on its retrograde story. So have a think back to August, September, October last year. These themes may be coming up to the surface for you to revisit and review. Old projects or old events or old situations may be coming up for us, so we might be feeling a bit triggered about it internally or externally, or maybe we're ready to separate ourselves from or move on from those things that were coming up for us around that time. Maybe things are coming to a close. On the 8th of January, Mercury will be moving into the sign of Capricorn. This is a wonderful transit to really get to the nitty-gritty and identify the plans and projects that you want to be working on this year. Really formulating a business plan in the sense of your life. Really looking at the goals that you want to achieve and how you're going to get there. How are you going to break this down into actionable, manageable steps to achieve what you want to achieve this year. It's a wonderful energy to get those ideas flowing, put them onto paper, put them into a plan. This is a wonderful energy to set yourself up for success this year. Then on the 9th of January, Mercury will square the nodes for the final time in a long time. So this energy could be again causing that trigger or challenge to see how far we did come and how much more we do need to achieve. How do we want things to look this year? How can we use the triggers or challenges that are coming up right now to motivate and inspire us to take intense, positive, grounded, practical action this year ahead? Then on the 12th of January, we will have the North Node moving out of Aries and into Pisces, and the South Node moving out of Libra and into Virgo. This is a intense shift of the nodes. We're shifting out of this more I-centric, individual-centric energy into the collective energy of the Piscean energy. I feel like the shift of the nodes, it's obviously the collective nodes, so this is very much a collective energy. I feel like instead of it being more focused on a sense of I self, what I physically want to achieve, it's how we can achieve it together. I feel like society is going to be pulling away from looking at things from a more individualistic sense and more viewing things in the sense of how does this affect us as a community. I feel like we're going to see a lot more news and events happening to do with societal shifts and changes or societal energies in some way. I feel like things are going to shift and transform when it comes to boundaries and reshaping how we view spirituality. We've had Saturn transiting Pisces for quite a while now, so we've kind of had a little bit of a taste of what this energy could be, but I feel like especially with the eclipse that happened at the end of last year, we're starting to see what this energy could transpire and manifest for us. We're starting to see more news and things that is kind of reshaping what spirituality actually looks like and how we actually perceive the world around us. I feel like we're going to really have some sort of veil that's going to shift and change when it comes to our perspective, when it comes to how we view the world and this tangible reality that we live in, and how we connect with our intuition and our spirituality, however that looks to us, and how that looks as a society in general. This is also the axis of being of service. It can be a bit of a martyr energy, but it is looking at maybe putting boundaries in place. Again, Saturn and Pisces. Pisces and boundaries do not go hand in hand. Pisces and boundaries is a challenge, so we're already feeling that challenge and needing to put boundaries in place. I feel like things to do with maybe water or emotions are going to be a big theme these next 18 months, especially to do with maybe boundaries or restructure or just a structure or foundation of how we emotionally maybe express ourselves on an individual level, or just how it is expressed and accepted on a societal level. So watch this space. It'll be interesting to see what transformations and shifts happen this year. I do feel like there's going to be a lot of things that are coming to the surface that have been bubbling away, and we're finally starting to see how this affects society in general too. Then on the 14th of January, we have the full moon happening in the sign of Cancer. So this full moon, we do have a lot of Piscean energy. We have a lot of Cancerian energy. There's a lot of water energy. We have the Mars conjoining the moon at the time of this full moon, which is forming a trine to the north node, which is forming a sextile to the sun. So we are really identifying maybe some emotional things or needs or situations that we're ready to sever ourselves from, ready to remove ourselves from. Maybe we're ready to do that in a really positive way. Maybe we're seeing things come to the surface that have been maybe hidden from us, or situations are starting to sort of show themselves, show their true face in a sense, or show its true energy. Maybe we're seeing things come to the surface that we hadn't really seen before, and that we're ready to sort of shift and move on from. I do feel like we have Saturn and Venus almost forming a conjunction here, which is maybe putting those boundaries or restrictions in place when it comes to our spending, our finances, or our relationships in our life. We also have a T-square happening to Chiron and Aries at the time of this full moon. So this could be quite triggering when it comes to the healing that we've been doing. Maybe we're not quite where we're wanting to be, or maybe we just have some healing that we need to continue to work on. We have the Sun in an out of sign conjunction with Pluto at the time of this full moon, so it's maybe giving us a bit of a hint as to what the new moon energy will show up for us, but it's kind of giving us that transformative push to really let go of an emotional situation, or a situation to do with a relationship, or a situation to do with someone in our lives, or something that's triggering our emotions. We're ready to finally remove ourselves from that situation, wherever this energy is happening in our chart. Venus and Saturn will be forming a square to Jupiter retrograde in Gemini at the time of this full moon, so things could be feeling a bit blown out of proportion, things could be feeling a bit over the top, so we could be feeling a lot of heightened emotions or heightened senses around the time of this full moon. So just know that this will pass, but this could feel a lot bigger than what it is. We're maybe overthinking it or overdoing it in some way, so just to be cautious of this energy. But overall, this is quite a positive full moon. This is a full moon that's like kind of clearing out, finishing up something that's needed to wrap up from last year, that we're kind of like we're ready to wrap that up and move on from that in order to move forward and to bring in this new energy, especially with the nodes just moving into Pisces and Virgo before this full moon. So it's really just identifying where we're ready to like kind of positively move on, positively take how far we've achieved, what we've achieved, and really take that, run with it, and finish it up, clear the slate, clean out some room for new things to grow and build and manifest and show up for us in our life over this year ahead. Uranus is also forming a trine and a sextile to this full moon, so this is maybe some unexpected insights, downloads, or situations that could show up for us, but is positive. So there's maybe some positive new insights that we're receiving around the time of this full moon. So on the 15th of January, Venus in Pisces will form a square to Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. So again, this was the energy we were feeling around the time of the full moon. So things could feel again amplified and blown out of proportion. There's some sort of triggered challenge, or something is coming up that is feeling a lot of emotions, a lot of big energy, a lot of intensified energy. So just know that this will pass, but this could be just moving on from something. We're maybe ready to just overcome some sort of challenge in our relationship that could have been, feeling bigger than what it was, but maybe we're looking at it and we're identifying that maybe this wasn't such a challenge, and I'm just sort of feeling it's blown up and it doesn't need to be that big, or it doesn't have to be that big in my mind. So it's more like a mental thing. I feel like we're overcoming around the 15th. Then on the 19th of January, Venus will officially conjoin Saturn. So we felt this energy around the time of the full moon. So we're maybe needing to put some boundaries, or relook at boundaries that are within our relationship. Maybe we really need to look at our boundaries when it comes to our spending or our values. We're ready just to maybe make a relationship serious. We're ready to solidify something in our life, to do with our relationships. Maybe we're ready to purchase something that we've been wanting to for so long. We're ready to finally make that solid deal, that solid financial purchase, but maybe something that we're just looking at our relationships and finances in a more serious tone. We're just looking at things in a more serious way. How can this situation, whatever we're looking at, really set us up for success? How can we invest in something that's going to play out in the long term? Then on the 20th of December, the sun will move into the sign of Aquarius. So happy Aquarius season, happy birthday season to all the Aquariuses out there. This is a wonderful energy to tune in to the unique things in life, to tune into unique perspectives on the world, to connect with people that broaden your perspectives on what is happening around us, to really look at things in a unique and different way, and really connect with people that allow you to be in situations or in front of people that maybe you didn't have the opportunity to before. Really like this energy because we're leading into some really potent conjunctions in this really awesome new moon. So on the 22nd of January, the sun in Aquarius will conjoin Pluto in Aquarius. So this will be identifying for us maybe things or a way we want to change and shift and transform and utilize our power in our life. We're ready to really put our life force energy into something that's going to transform and show up for us over these next 20 years ahead. We're really identifying where it is we want to go and how we're going to get there. Then on the 24th of January, Mercury in Capricorn will oppose Mars retrograde in Cancer. So we're likely feeling maybe we're challenged on how we can express and communicate ourselves. Maybe we're having conversations that don't really feel that good but need to be had. But maybe we're feeling like we need to balance our head and our heart and our emotions and how we communicate and express ourselves. With Mercury and Capricorn, we're feeling really practical, but with Mars and Cancer, we're feeling really sort of tuning into those emotions. So maybe we're letting our heart roll for a little bit, or maybe we're needing to listen to our emotions and express ourselves in a way that we're able to communicate how we feel, but in a way that isn't so like dry and serious. We're needing to like maybe lighten up a little bit around the time of the 24th. Then on the 26th of January, we have Venus in Pisces trining Mars retrograde in Cancer. So this is a nice energy for romantic partnerships. This is a lovely energy for igniting that spark or tuning into that beautiful energy within your relationships, or just tuning into that energy within your relationship with yourself. Maybe we're ready to just passionately go after what it is we're wanting to go after, or just really put that energy into the relationships in our lives. We're just ready to have some fun and lean into those emotional depths and to really invest and tune in and grow those emotional connections within our lives. Then on the 28th of January, Mercury will move into its exaltation in Aquarius. This is an awesome transit to really tap in and tune into, again, unique perspectives on the world around us, to really put on that mad scientist hat in a way and really lean into some unique perspectives or unique insights that could really provide you with information or drive or direction when you're wanting to shift or change or put new ideas or new plans into motion. Especially with Mercury just recently being in Capricorn, we're now ready to maybe put those ideas and plans into motion and think outside of the box in ways that we maybe couldn't before. Then on the 29th of January, Mercury will conjoin Pluto. This is a potent transit. This is like speaking transformation into existence. We might be having conversations that maybe don't feel it at the time, but are really potent and transformative for us, that are providing us with ideas, insights, or downloads in ways that we maybe couldn't have before, or didn't have the opportunity to be in front of the right people before. Then on the 30th, we have the new moon happening in the sign of Aquarius. This is happening at 1:35 a.m. New Zealand Standard Time, and it is happening at 9 degrees and 51 minutes of Aquarius. So this new moon looks beautiful. There's a harmonious, super strong trine happening to Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. So obviously Jupiter is going to amplify and expand all of this energy for us. So we're actually probably feeling just really lit up and inspired internally. We're ready to actually plan and call in those new manifestations that we identified that we wanted to put into motion earlier this month. Maybe we're ready now to really call in and clean the slate and prepare how we want to prepare and how we want to move on, and just really call in these new energies in our life. Aquarius is a wonderful energy for leaning in to your and tuning into your hopes, dreams, and wishes. Aquarius is all about dreaming big. It's Aquarius is all about sort of thinking outside of the box, is downloads and intuitive insights. Is very a unique perspective on the world around us. So use that energy to really put yourself out of your comfort zone and think outside of your comfort zone, because that will likely provide you with information and insights and solutions to problems that you maybe didn't think about before. We also have some really beautiful Piscean energy around the time of this new moon. We have Saturn, Venus, and Neptune and the North Node in Pisces. It is forming a nice trine to Mars retrograde in Cancer. So again, we're likely feeling lit up and inspired to really put those solid actions into place when it comes to our relationships, when it comes to our finances. Really, again, thinking creatively, thinking intuitively, and thinking different, and thinking and putting this energy into something that is maybe more intuitive, more creative, more inspirational, more not so solidified, but being open to investing in situations or people that you feel this real connection with, you wanting to invest in relationships in your life that feel really beautiful, that really help you feel seen and understood, but also maybe provide you with a sense of curiosity and wonder around the time of the new moon. We also have a nice energy happening to Chiron. The new moon is forming a sextile to Chiron, so maybe thinking about and putting into place new perspectives and or ways of healing. We're also probably feeling a bit triggered also with Chiron, because Chiron will be forming a square to Mars retrograde in Cancer. So there could be some healing that needs to happen around our relationships in our life or around our family that could be feeling quite triggering around the time of this new moon. So although there is that positive energy to Chiron, there's also a little bit of challenge at the same time. Uranus will be forming a trine to the South Node and a sextile to the North Node, so that again could be providing us with this unexpected creative insight, because then on the 31st of December, Uranus will be stationing direct. Overall, this new moon is a wonderful energy to really set yourself up for success for 2025. I feel like this is providing us with a unique perspective on what it is we want to achieve and how we're going to get there, and providing us with the insights and downloads that we weren't available to us earlier, but is providing us with a bit of just interesting thoughts or intuitive connections in some way. But at the end of the month, we do have Uranus stationing direct in Taurus, and this is happening at 5:22 a.m. New Zealand Standard Time at 23 degrees and 16 minutes of Taurus. So again, we've had this energy happening for a long time. Uranus is an outer planet, but on a personal level, things are likely just like showing up unexpectedly in a more tangible way. We're feeling that on a really internal level, but I feel like things have maybe felt like they'd slowed down a little bit with all these retrograde planets recently, but now Uranus is finally moving direct and finally maybe bringing those situations up again for us to move on from, bringing situations up that we weren't expecting, we thought had gone, they come back up again to the surface. Something unexpected is probably going to show up for us around the time of the 31st, but moving forward as a collective, things were likely going to seem more tangible. It's kind of an interesting energy to end the month on, because it's like to be continued. If you'd like to see where this energy is happening for you in your chart based on your rising sign, keep on watching. So for Aries and Aries rising, this energy of January will be concentrating throughout your 11th house, your 4th house, your 10th house, and your 12th house. At the beginning of the month, Venus will be transiting through your 12th house of Pisces, indicating there could be some relationships or situations or financial situations that may be kept private for the time being, or you could be working on behind the scenes, or you could be investing in your mental health. There's something going on that you're not quite ready to share just yet. Then on the 6th of January, Mars will be regressing back into your 4th house of Cancer, which could be causing some irritation or aggression or just some frustration around your family or home life. There could be some situations that you need to remove yourself from, or things to do with your home that could literally be separating parts of your home. So whatever is coming up now likely was coming up for you around mid to late last year. So just pay attention to what's coming up, as this is part of Mars's retrograde story. On the 8th of January, Mercury will be moving into your 10th house of career, indicating an awesome time to plan and communicate and express yourself to do with your most public achievements. So if you're wanting to put a business plan or a plan together of what you want to achieve this upcoming year ahead, this is the perfect time and perfect transit to do so. Then on the 12th of January, the nodes will finally be moving out of your 1st and 7th houses into your 12th and 6th houses, indicating a focus on your mental health, on working behind the scenes, on exploring your connection to spirituality and what that means to you, or just simply focusing on your health in general. So the 12th house is the house of endings, so don't be surprised if you do experience a few things that are needing to come to an end this year and this 18 months ahead, because these endings are fated. They're meant to happen. So just roll with it. Just know that whatever is coming up to a close is meant to finish up and is meant to end for the greater good, to create space for new things to come in. Then on the 14th of January, the full moon will be happening in your Cancer 4th house, illuminating that work-life balance, illuminating something that's coming to a culmination to do with your home and family life, or also to do with your work and your public reputation, or these projects that you're putting out there. Maybe something with work is finally wrapping up and readying you for something new to come in over this next year ahead. On the 20th of January, the sun will move into your Aquarius 11th house, helping you to focus on your relationships, networking, or creating new hopes, dreams, and wishes for this year ahead. This is a lovely time to network. Get out there, put your energy into the world, and just connect with people that will help you achieve the goals that you want to achieve throughout this year ahead. Then on the 28th of January, Mercury will move into your Aquarius 11th house. So further amplifying these conversations that you want to have that will make potentially a long-lasting impact on the legacy, and potentially opening the door for some really transformative or potent conversations or ideas to come through, especially connecting with people that might feel a little bit different or might be a little bit unique, or put you in situations that you maybe necessarily hadn't been privy to or available to connect with before. On the 30th of January, the new moon will be happening in your 11th house of friendships, of hopes, dreams, and connections with others. So again, this is a wonderful new moon to call in those new relationships or those new dreams into your life to manifest over this next year, that will really help you get in front of the right people and achieve what it is you want to achieve, that will maybe be really potent and transformative for not only you, but potentially the world around you as well. And lastly, on the 31st of January, Uranus will be stationing direct in your Taurus 2nd house. So this is likely moving forward with that momentum with your finances or your value system. Something is, shifting and changing and being shaken up here, which is something, an energy you're not unfamiliar with. It has been here for a while, but it might feel like things are starting to finally progress and move forward for you, to do with your finances, if this has been feeling a little stagnant or still. So let's have a look at what the cards have in store for you, Aries and Aries rising. One literally jumped out. You are safe. The universe has your back. So I think this also has to do with the node shifting into your 12th house. I think understanding that everything is happening for a reason and that you are safe and that the universe does have your back will be really important to remember with these shifts and changes that are going on. There could even be a prelude to this with the eclipse happening in your 12th house. A few months ago, we're starting to see those effects sort of take traction and become a bit more tangible. So just understanding that the universe has your back, you are safe, and this is a wonderful month to really plan ahead for you, Aries rising. Really put those plans onto paper, put a plan in place, really get those ideas and juices flowing for this upcoming year ahead. Taurus and Taurus rising, this energy of January will be happening throughout your 10th house, your 9th house, your 11th house, and also your 3rd house. At the beginning of the month, Venus will be moving in to your Pisces 11th house, house. This is a wonderful energy to invest in your friendships, invest in your connections and networking and putting yourself out there with people and really connecting with new people that are going to help inspire you, light you up, and really get in front of the right people. Even just investing in new friendships, investing in your hopes, dreams, and wishes, and really paying attention to your intuition and where you can really deepen those relationships in your life. Then on the 6th of January, Mars will regress back into your 3rd house of communication. So there could be some issues or aggravation or just revisiting of maybe past conversations that you've had maybe mid to late last year. Or if you're wanting to do any travel, this could be a little bit tricky, or there could be some issues. Maybe just feeling that internal frustration that things aren't moving forward or progressing as quickly as you maybe had hoped or had wanted to. So just to be cautious of this. This is part of Mars's retrograde story. So Mars will be stationing direct into this year ahead, but at the moment it will be sort of causing a little bit of trickiness when it comes to your communication. So just be cautious of the conversations that you're having, as there could be a bit of a passive aggressive undertone that you maybe aren't usually or aren't quite aware of. Then on the 8th of January, Mercury will be moving in to your Capricorn 9th house, which is a lovely energy to plan some trips. If you're wanting to plan some overseas travel, or just plan sort of like maybe some study, if you're wanting to study, really laying out your study plan, or if you're wanting to invest in some study, maybe researching, or if you're simply just wanting to form connections with people from overseas, this is a lovely energy to do so. On the 12th of January, the North Node will be moving into your Pisces 11th house and the South Node into your Virgo 5th house. So this is a potent shift. The nodes are finally moving out of your 6th and 12th houses, so you can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief. Nodes in the 11th and 5th houses is a lot easier than having them in the 12th and 6th houses. This is a nice energy to focus on your relationships, to focus on your connections, to focus on the depth and intimacy with your relationships, to focus on just your intuition and your connection to what really lights you up and how you feel connected to your spirituality in some way, maybe through your hopes, dreams, and wishes. There could be some transformation or letting go of some romantic partnerships in your life or hobbies that are no longer aligning with you anymore, no longer putting you in the path of where you want to go. So there could be some big changes happening here for you, Taurus rising. But also you're likely feeling this already. We had the eclipse happen at the end of last year in your 11th house. So this could be a bit of a prelude as to what to expect over these next 18 months. So just pay attention to what's happening right now, as this could give you some clues. On the 14th of January, the full moon will be happening in your Cancer 3rd house. So just to pay attention of some maybe conversations or local travel, or just something that maybe you've just been speaking about or studying potentially is kind of coming to a close or coming to a culmination around this time. Then on the 20th of January, the sun will be moving into your Aquarius 10th house. So this is a nice energy to put your attention and energy into your career and your most public achievements, to really put yourself out there, as it will likely be accepted in a really potent and powerful way, especially the legacy that you're leaving on the world. This is going through a big transformation over the next 20 years, so it's likely you're going to start seeing where it is you need to put your energy, where you want to put your energy, around this time. So then on the 28th of January, Mercury will also be moving into your Aquarius 10th house, which is a great transit to again focus on putting your plans into motion when it comes to your career, when it comes to the legacy that you want to leave on the world. It doesn't have to be a career, it can be a project or a hobby or something that lights you up, that you really want to help make an impact on the world around you. Because then on the 30th of January, the new moon will be happening in your Aquarius 10th house. So this is a lovely new moon to plant those seeds of intuition on what it is you want to achieve within your career or public reputation over the next year ahead. And lastly, on the 31st of January, Uranus will be stationing direct in your first house. So this is a bit of a sigh of relief. I feel like internally things have felt really uncertain, but now things are starting to sort of progress forward. There's likely been some radical changes that have been happening within you and your personal self, maybe your physical self. You're undergoing a big transformation of sorts, or a big shift and change of sorts, or you're just wanting to be a little bit different, or just step outside of the usual box that you feel like people have placed you in. So things are likely going to start to feel a lot freer and moving a lot easier now. So let's have a look at what the cards have in store for you, Taurus rising. The moon. The moon is exalted in Taurus, but the moon is going to be, there's going to be lunations obviously in Cancer and Aquarius. So I think there's going to be potentially a big focus on maybe conversations around your career, conversations around what it is you want to achieve, conversations around study, around travel. Pay attention to the moon this month. Pay attention to where the moon is in your chart. Pay attention to the lunations this month. But the moon is a subconscious mind, feminine intuition, which is so spot on for you, Taurus rising. I feel like you are someone that is really in tune with your feminine energy. I feel like the Taurian energy is really in tune with this type of energy. So also just to pay attention to where the moon is in your chart and just pay attention to what's happening with the moon and understand that your emotions may fluctuate this month. So just honor yourself and honor your energy. But all up for you, Taurus rising, I think this is a nice energy to really pay attention to your hopes, dreams and wishes. Really focus on what it is you want to achieve. Focus on the legacy that you want to leave on the world. Start making those plans, and whether that involves study or whether that just involves putting yourself out there more. So for Gemini and Gemini rising, this energy of January will be happening throughout your 8th house, your 9th house, your 10th house and your 2nd house. At the beginning of the month, Venus will be moving into your 10th house of Pisces. So this is a wonderful energy to invest in your career, invest in your public achievements, invest in your just what it is you want to achieve over this year ahead. Really pay attention to and put yourself out there, as that you'll likely be received in a really positive, potent way. Then on the 6th of January, Mars will regress back into your Cancer 2nd house. So there could be some challenging energy around your finances, around your values, or just around your sense of stability in some way. So just pay attention to what's coming up here. This is likely being revisited from mid to late last year. So whatever issues kind of were coming up around then are likely going to be revisited. There could just be a little bit of a frustration when it comes to you maybe not making as much money as you're wanting to within your career. So there's something that's coming up here for you to look at and pay attention to. On the 8th of January, Mercury will move into your Capricorn 8th house. So this is a fantastic energy to really put a financial plan in place, to really look at your finances and do a cull, to look at how you're making your money and where you can invest more money to make you more money this year ahead. Then on the 12th of January, the North Node will move into your Pisces 10th house and into the South Node into your Virgo 4th house. So there becomes this energy focusing on your home and work-life balance. There's likely going to be some potent opportunities, some fated opportunities for you to really restructure and focus on your public reputation and the legacy you are leaving on the world. And there's also maybe some shifts and changes or letting go in certain parts of your family or your home life. Something has been finally letting go here. You're releasing something here. Overall, this is a very fated energy happening on a really important axis for you. So just pay attention. There's likely going to be some opportunities within your career that just honestly feel really fated and feel like you really need to set this boundary in place so that you are able to achieve everything that you want to achieve in the time that you have to achieve it. Then on the 14th of January, the full moon will be happening in your Cancer 2nd house. So there is something that's maybe coming to fruition or coming to a close here to do with your finances. Maybe you're making a sale on a home, or you're purchasing a home, or it's something to do with your home and family that's kind of coming to culmination here. Something to do with the financial axis for you that's really finally coming to an end and coming to a close so that you can really create that space and move on from it. Then on the 20th of January, the Sun will be moving into your Aquarius 9th house. So this is a lovely time to put some energy into maybe travel or higher study, or just connecting with people from overseas that really light you up and inspire you in a way. Then on the 28th of January, Mercury will also move into your Aquarius 9th house. So if you're really wanting to put those plans onto paper when it comes to any travel or study that you want to do, this is a wonderful transit to do so, because that will then lead in to the new moon happening in your 9th house on the 30th of January. So really identifying what it is you want to achieve this year, putting those dreams onto paper, putting those plans into motion, those dreams into action. This will be a perfect new moon to do so. Plant those seeds of intuition that you want to see tangibly manifest. Then on the 31st of January, Uranus will station direct in your Taurus 12th house. So things have likely felt a bit up in the air or uncertain when it comes to maybe your mental health or just things that you're working on behind the scenes. So things are likely going to start moving forward and progressing, so you're able to maybe get those ideas or inspirations or downloads in a more easy, free-flowing way that is still unexpected, but it's starting to move forward. So let's have a look at what the cards have in store for you, Gemini rising. One jumped out. Growth. I do see this as a month for growth for you, Gemini rising, especially with the North Node moving into your 10th house. This is going to bring a lot of attention and focus and energy into your career, into your public reputation, into those public achievements that you're wanting to make. So really harness and utilize this potent fated energy for you these next 18 months. But all up for you, Gemini rising, I think this is a pretty significant month. I feel like there's a lot of things happening, especially publicly for you. So just roll with it, roll with the changes, and just make that plan and stick to the plan, and allow those changes to happen, and just work with what's coming through and pay attention to your intuition this month. For Cancer and Cancer rising, this energy of January will be happening throughout your 7th house, your 8th house, your 9th house, and your 1st house. At the beginning of the month, Venus will be moving into your 9th house of Pisces. This is a lovely energy to invest your finances, invest your energy into your relationships, into your travel plans. If you've got any relationships overseas, this is a nice energy to really connect and can make that and really deepen that connection through either investing time or energy or money into maybe going and seeing people, or traveling, or just forming some travel plans in some way, expanding your mindset in some way too. If you're wanting to take on any study, this is a lovely energy to do so as well. Then on the 6th of January, Mars will be regressing back into your 1st house of self. So this could be causing some literal physical irritation or aggression or internal just feelings of frustration. So just to be cautious of this. This energy will be similar to what was coming up sort of mid to late last year. So just pay attention to what was coming up then. This might be a similar feeling, but a lot more internalized. So this is part of Mars's retrograde story. It will pass, but just note that the next few months might feel a little bit tricky, especially on a very physical level. Then on the 8th of January, Mercury will be moving into your Capricorn 7th house. This is a nice energy to really connect with others, to make a plan. If you've got a business where you work with clients one-on-one, put those business plans onto paper. Make a plan of how you want to scale your business, or call in new clients that really align with you. It's a really nice energy to literally speak and connect with your clients in a way that really helps you feel seen and appreciated for the work that you're doing. Then on the 12th of January, the North Node will move into your Pisces 9th house and the South Node into your Virgo 3rd house. This nodal shift will be moving out of your 10th and 4th house, so you can breathe a sigh of relief, as this has been causing a square energy to your ascendant and descendant. So this energy of this very transformative change is going to feel a lot more alleviated once the nodes do shift out of your 10th and 4th houses into your 9th and 3rd houses. So there could be some focus on travel, or calling in opportunities from overseas, calling in new connections with others, or higher study of some sort, which will likely feel really fated and really potent. There could be some letting go, or some shifting and changing to where you're located or where you're living over the next 18 months, because the 3rd house is to do with your local community and to do with travel. So just pay attention. Things might be, or you're having conversations that could be really healing, or could be really potent, and just letting go of something that's maybe holding you back from going after or expanding your mindset and horizon in some way. Then on the 14th of January, the full moon will be happening in your 1st house of self. So there's likely a culmination coming here to do with maybe the potent transformative energies that you had been experiencing over the past 18 months are finally coming to a close. You've likely been doing a lot of inner work these past 18 months, with the eclipses making a square to your ascendant and descendant. There could be some client work that's finally coming to an end and coming to wrap up, readying you to call in new clients that are aligned with you on a really deeply emotional way. Then on the 10th of January, the sun will move into your Aquarius 8th house, focusing on really identifying where it is you're wanting to maybe invest your money, invest your time, and grow your intimacy around your finances, or how you make your money in some way. You may be just focusing on your financial situation and how you can maybe think outside the box, or create new creative ideas to do with how you make your money. Because then on the 28th of January, Mercury will also move into your 8th house of finances, and then that will also lead into the new moon on the 30th of January. So that's all about putting a plan into place about how you want to deeply transform your financial situation, deeply transform your connection or your intimacy around money, how you make your money, and just your connection with others in general, like your really deep intimacy connection. This is also because Pluto's currently in your 8th house, causing a lot of change and transformation here for you. So this new moon is a wonderful energy to really call in new opportunities to just transform this energy in your life. Where do you want to see yourself going over this next year and also into the next 20 years? How do you want your finances to look like, and how can you call in new opportunities for you to invest your time, money, and resources into to grow this area in your life? Then on the 31st of January, Uranus will station direct in your 11th house of connections, of relationships, and your hopes, dreams, and wishes. So if things have started to feel like a little bit stagnant, or a little bit like they're not really moving forward and they were going quite well, this will likely be shifting and changing, with Uranus stationing direct and progressing forward and calling in new unexpected connections back into your life again. So let's have a look at what the cards have in store for you, Cancer and Cancer rising. This one fell out. Your wish is coming true. Celebrate your success. I feel like that's that Uranus stationing direct in your 11th house of literal wishes. So I feel like now is the time to really celebrate how far you've come, especially with the eclipses happening on your 4th and 10th houses. I feel like you've had a lot of shifts and changes to do with your career over the past 18 months that is no longer looking the same as what it did like 18 months ago. So celebrate your successes, celebrate your wins, and know that you did that and it was all on you and you really made it happen. So all up this month for you, Cancer rising, there's a focus on finances, there's a focus on transforming and calling in new plans to do with your finances, there's a focus on client work, and there's also a focus on travel and maybe what that looks like to you, or study, or connecting with others from a foreign culture in some way. So for Leo and Leo rising, this month of January will be focusing on your 6th house, your 7th house, your 8th house, and also your 12th house. So at the beginning of the month, Venus will be moving into your 8th house of finances and other people's money. So this is a wonderful transit to literally focus on investing your finances, investing in your financial health, and you're deepening your intimacy around your finances in general. Then on the 6th of January, Mars will be regressing back into your Cancer 12th house. So this could be causing some irritation or internal passive aggression towards something. Something is just irritating at the moment. So have a think back to mid to late last year and what was coming up around that time, as this could be coming up for revisiting with this Mars retrograde story. But things will slightly feel a little bit triggering for you over the next few months, so just be aware of that energy. Then on the 8th of January, Mercury will be moving into your Capricorn 6th house. This is a wonderful transit to really set out your daily routine in a way that is going to set you up for success. Look at how your daily work looks like. How's your connection with your coworkers? How's your connection with your work? Does this need revisiting and restructuring, or does this need a new business plan in place to really set you up for success this year? This is a nice transit to do so. Then on the 12th of January, the nodes will be shifting into your 8th house and your 2nd house. So really identifying a new transformative energy, a new fated energy coming through for you to do with your financial health. There could be some opportunities for you to really make some new financial streams of income, or just grow your finances and your investments in some way. If you're investing around the 3rd of January with Venus transiting this house for you, I feel like this is a nice energy to really help whatever you've sort of planted the seeds here, I feel like are really going to take traction and transform and grow and just manifest for you in a really positive way. Maybe really long-term financial gain, especially with Saturn being in this house for you. So pay attention to what's kind of coming up right now, because we have had the eclipses happen in your Pisces 8th house end of last year. So you might be getting a bit of a prelude to what this energy with the node shifting into these houses for you over the next 18 months will be. Then on the 14th of January, the full moon will be happening in your Cancer 12th house. So something maybe is coming to a culmination point to do with your health, your mental health, your physical health, or something just behind the scenes that you've been working on, maybe a home, maybe shifting or changing your home, or just your family. Something's coming to a culmination point here for you, readying you to close up this chapter and create space for the new energies to come through this year. Then on the 20th of January, the sun will be moving into your Aquarius 7th house, helping you focus on your relationships, helping you focus on your one-to-one connections with others, or any legal or things that might be coming up for you to do with your contractual agreements. On the 28th of January, Mercury will also move into this house for you, and then you'll also have the new moon happen on the 30th of January. So this is a wonderful energy to really set out some ideas or plans that are going to be really potent and transformative for you. Where do you want to see your relationships transform over the next year and over the next 20 years, especially because Pluto has currently permanently for the next 20 years moved into this house for you. Then on the 31st of January, Uranus will station direct in your Taurus 10th house. There could be some final shifts, change and moving and shaking to do with your career that has been happening for you over the past few years, and it has maybe felt a little bit stagnant, like things have sort of slowed down. Things are moving and progressing forward again. So from the 31st onwards, things are going to start coming back through. Those new exciting or different opportunities are likely going to present themselves to you again. So let's have a look at what the cards have in store for you, Leo and Leo rising. Lesson, wisdom through mistakes. I feel like that is a really potent energy for you this month, Leo rising, especially with this energy happening in your 8th house and the energy happening in your 10th house. So just learning through mistakes, learning through, if that didn't work, try something new. It doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It just means you've learned lessons that are valuable for you to progress and move forward. So all up for you, Leo rising, this month. This will be a month of focusing on your work, your relationships, your investments, whether financial or just with others or with your money in general, and also some shifts and changes and new things happening to do with your career. And there could be a bit of internal challenges that come up with Mars regressing back into your 12th house. But overall, is a nice month for you to focus on your career and where you want to see it heading, or where you want to be progressing forward. For Virgo and Virgo rising, this energy of January will be happening throughout your 5th house, your 6th house, your 7th house, and your 11th house. At the beginning of the month, Venus will be moving into your 7th house of relationships. So this is a wonderful transit to invest your time, energy, and money into your one-to-one connections, your client work, or your just romantic partnerships or relationships in your life. There could be some really nice positive energy coming through. If you're wanting to call in new contractual work or agreements, this will likely flow through to you in a really positive way. Then on the 6th of January, Mars will be regressing back into your Cancer 11th house. So there could be some internal aggravation or challenges or irritation to do with your relationships in your life, to do with your hopes, dreams, and wishes. So pay attention what was coming up mid to late last year and what that energy was sort of coming up for you, as this will likely be a bit of a prelude into what the next few months may look like, especially on an internal level. So just to be cautious of this energy over the next few months. Then on the 8th of January, Mercury will be moving moving into your 5th house of relationships, of what brings you joy. And if you have any children in your life, this is a really lovely energy for just focusing on like your hobbies, what lights you up. Maybe you've got some new projects that you want to get underway. Maybe you're just wanting to set out a business plan or an idea around how you can really get your projects off the ground and get them going, or just wanting to really focus your energy and communicate with your children or relationships in your life in a really practical, grounded and pragmatic way. On the 12th of January, the nodes will be shifting into your 7th and 1st houses. So this will feel a little challenging. You've likely already started to feel this energy, especially with the eclipse happening at the end of last year in your 7th house of relationships. So there's likely going to be some deeply transformative energy happening in the relationships in your life, especially if you're married. Your marriage might undergo some deep, potent transformation that could really help grow the intimacy and spiritual connection between you. And you could also be calling in clients that align with you more on a deeper emotional level. There could be a part of yourself that you're ready to finally let go and shift and change. This will be a fated opportunity for you over the next 18 months to do so. Then on the 14th of January, the full moon will be happening in your Cancer 11th house, really identifying some closing or shifting or a culmination point within your relationships in your life. Maybe you have old hopes, dreams and wishes that you had been working on that no longer feel aligned with you, that you're ready to close up and let go in order to prepare the space for new things to come through over this year ahead. Then on the 20th of January, the sun will move into your Aquarius 6th house. So this is a nice time to focus your energy into your daily routines, into your work, or connecting with your co-workers in some way, because on the 28th of January, Mercury will also move into your Aquarius 6th house, and then the new moon will be happening on the 30th of January in your Aquarius 6th house. So if you're wanting to really set and clean the slate and really set those potent and transformative daily routines into place, that you want to see your health progress, shift and change over the next 20 years or over the next year, this is a nice new moon to set those intentions and plant the seeds so that they're going to manifest for you over the next year ahead. Because then on the 31st of January, Uranus will be stationing direct in your Taurus 9th house. So if you have been wanting to travel or wanting to put yourself out there or undertake some study in some way, and things have just felt a little bit like uncertain, you're likely going to receive more of that certainty, or just those new unexpected opportunities come through and start progressing forward with Uranus now direct. So let's have a look at what the cards have in store for you, Virgo and Virgo rising. Those literally jumped out. The one that lay face up ready to show was guidance. You are divinely guided, and I feel like that will be a big energy for you with these nodes shifting on your ascendant and descendant. I feel like really just pay attention to your intuition and trust your intuition, and just step out of being so practical and lean into the impracticality, because that is really where this North Node in Pisces is really helping you to sort of shift into this area in your life. But all up for you, Virgo rising. This is a month of really focusing on what brings you joy, what lights you up, your health, your daily routines, letting go of maybe relationships or old hopes, dreams and wishes that are no longer aligning with you, and you're ready to culminate them and finish them up. And then some shifts and changes and refocusing your energy into your relationships and transforming your connection with your partnerships in your life, and maybe letting go or starting to let go of an old version of yourself that is no longer working and needs to be shifted and changed in some way. Libra and Libra rising. This energy of January will be happening throughout your 4th house, your 5th house, your 6th house, and also your 10th house. At the beginning of the month, Venus will be moving into your Pisces 6th house. This is a lovely energy to invest in your health, invest in your daily routines, or just invest your time into connecting with your co-workers or putting your energy into your work in general. That will help set you up for success in the long term. Then on the 6th of January, Mars Mars will regress back into your Cancer 10th house, which could cause some irritation or aggression or pent up internal aggression to do with maybe how far you're wanting to be in your career or your public achievements, and maybe you're feeling like you're not quite there yet. So just pay attention to this energy. It could feel a little bit challenging to do with putting yourself out there or your career in general. So this will pass, but pay attention to what was coming up mid to late last year, as this will likely be feeling that way for the next few months, maybe more on an internal level. Then on the 8th of January, Mercury will be moving into your Capricorn 4th house. This is a lovely energy to maybe make a plan of what it is you want to do with your home, or maybe put those plans into place for your family. If you're wanting to do any family adventures or trips or things like that, this is a nice energy to do so. But likely you're just feeling like you're really wanting to set a solidified plan for this year ahead, where it is you want to see yourself going and setting those roots for success for the long term. Then on the 12th of January, the nodes will be shifting into your 6th and 12th houses. North node will be shifting into your 6th house and the south node into your 12th house. This is a little bit of a challenging energy because it will be focusing on letting go of maybe some mental or emotional or just some situations that need to come to a close, and a real focus on your health and well-being in general. Your daily routines, your co-workers, your work is likely going to undergo a deep transformation. So pay a little bit of attention to what was coming up sort of now, and because we have had an eclipse happen in your 6th house of Pisces already, so it's likely starting to tangibly manifest for you. So there could be some deep transformative energy that maybe is a bit unclear right now, but it is a lot to do with your health and well-being in general. Then on the 14th of January, the full moon will be happening in your 10th house, so something to do with your career or your public achievements is likely going to come to a culmination point and shift and change, ready for you to clean the slate and wrap something up so you can create space to call in the new energies for this year ahead. Then on the 20th of January, the sun will move into your Aquarius 5th house, a lovely energy to focus your time into your hobbies, what lights you up, what brings you joy if you have children, or your romantic partnerships in general. Because then on the 28th of January, Mercury will move into your Aquarius 5th house, and the new moon on the 30th of January will be happening in your Aquarius 5th house. So really a beautiful time to plant those seeds of intention to do with what it is that brings you joy, what lights you up. And if you want to call more of that in to this year ahead, if you're wanting to call more romantic partnerships into your life, or if you're wanting to call in children into your life that you can really connect with and really have that bond with in your life, there's a lovely energy to call this in for you. Because then on the 31st of January, Uranus will be stationing direct in your Taurus 8th house. So there could be some finally some energy moving forward to do with how you make your money. This likely felt a little bit uncertain over the past few years, but now it's starting to move forward, and you might be able to get those new exciting intuitive insights into how you can really grow your finances, or just think outside the box when it comes to your financial situation in some way. So let's have a look at what the cards have in store for you, Libra and Libra rising. One jumped out. A new beginning. Have courage to open a new door. I think that is to do with the Cancer new moon. Honestly, I feel like something is coming to a close here. You're also having the nodes finally shift out of your 1st and 7th houses. So instead of that being a really physical shifting and changing and a focus on your partnerships, you're going to have this focus on your health and your mental health and your letting go of something that's been going on behind the scenes, letting go of that and focusing on your daily routine, focusing on your co-workers, your work, and a new beginning possibly when it comes to your work as well. So all up for you, Libra rising. This is going to be a month of just focusing on your home and family life, of calling in what brings you joy, of this new shift and change when it comes to your health and your daily routines and your work, and a change and shift and ending of something to do with your career in general. Scorpio and Scorpio rising. This energy of January will be happening throughout your 3rd, 4th, 5th house and your 9th house. At the beginning of the month, Venus will be moving into your 5th house of Pisces, her house of exaltation. She loves being in this house and in this sign. So this is a beautiful energy for calling in your romantic partnerships, investing in your hobbies and what lights you up, or if you have any children, this is a beautiful transit to connect with the children in your life, and it's just a beautiful energy in general. Then on the 6th of January, Mars will be regressing back into your Cancer 9th house, so there could be some challenging issues or aggravations or internal pent-up aggression or just feelings that are not very nice happening to do with if you're going overseas or traveling, so just be cautious of this energy. Maybe if you're doing any study, this could be feeling a bit frustrating, like things aren't moving forward, or if you have any legal issues or things or to do with higher law that's coming up, this could be a bit of a challenging energy. So have a think back to mid to late last year about what was coming up for you. This will likely give you a bit of a clue, a bit of an insight as to what you will be revisiting with this regress of Mars back into your Cancer 9th house. Then on the 8th of January, Mercury will be moving into your Capricorn 3rd house. It's a lovely energy for literally speaking into existence the plans that you want to happen, or just literally putting pen to paper and planning out how you want this year to progress and how you want to achieve things, where you want to be going. If you're wanting to plan any local travel, this is a nice energy to do so. If you're wanting to do any travel locally, or just engage in any study of some sort, this is a lovely energy to do so as well. Then on the 12th of January, the nodes will be shifting into your 5th and 11th houses, moving out of your 12th and 6th houses, which is going to be like a breath of fresh air, honestly. So there will be a focus on your 5th house, a lovely energy for this 18 months ahead. So calling in new romantic partnerships, calling in new hobbies or interests, or even children into your life. So there's going to be some deeply transformative fated energy happening to do with this area, and maybe even some letting go of relationships that are no longer aligning with you, and readying you for new relationships to come in a really fated, transformative way that will likely help you shift towards achieving those hopes, dreams and wishes that you have been thinking about changing or shifting, or that you are wanting to change and shift in some way. On the 14th of January, the full moon will be happening in your 9th house of Cancer, really culminating something to do with travel or maybe a legality, or something is coming to a close here, coming to finishing up a culmination, or maybe you're wanting to put some study out there, you've finished and finalized some study of some sort. This is maybe coming to a close around the time of the full moon. Then on the 20th of January, the sun will move into your 4th house of Aquarius, so there will be a focus of energy to do with your home and family life, maybe even to do with your home in general. And then on the 28th of January, Mercury will be moving into your 4th house of Aquarius. Then on the 30th of January, the new moon in Aquarius will be happening in your 4th house, which will likely help you identify, maybe you're wanting to make some deeply transformative change when it comes to your relationships with your family, when it comes to your family in general, or when it comes to your home. Maybe you're wanting to plan or set out the plans of the year to really deeply transform your home space. Maybe you're wanting to make it feel more unique, make it feel more inspiring or creative for you in some way. This is likely going to be a theme around the time of the new moon, and is a great new moon to set the intentions and where you want to start progressing forward in this area for you. Then on the 31st of January, Uranus will station direct in your Taurus 7th house. So if your relationships or your contractual agreements or your clients or just contracts in general have been feeling a little bit uncertain, or you're not sure, they're not progressing forward as they usually should, or you're not receiving this new intuitive insight or these new ideas and creative thinking, is likely going to start feeling a lot easier and flowing a lot more now that Uranus will be direct in this house for you. So let's have a look at what the cards have in store for you, Scorpio rising. Have had this card before, but it is a new beginning, and I think that will feel like a new beginning with the nodes shifting out of your 12th and 6th houses. There's been a lot of triggering, a lot of deep transformative work happening behind the scenes for you, Scorpio rising. It's going to feel like a new beginning. It's going to feel like a fresh start with the nodes shifting into these houses for you. So all up for you, Scorpio rising. This is a month that's going to feel a lot lighter. You're going to feel like there's been a weight lifted off your shoulders with the nodes shifting out of these houses for you. There's going to be a focus on your home and family life. There's going to be a focus on how you communicate and express yourself. There could be some challenges or some aggravation to do with your international travel or with connecting with people or some higher study that could feel a bit triggering or challenging around the beginning of the month and into the next few months ahead. But all up, this is a lovely month to really plan out where it is you want to transform and deeply change to do with your home and family life. Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. This month of January will be focusing on your second house, your third house, your fourth house, and also your eighth house. At the beginning of the month, Venus will be moving into your fourth house of home, family, of your connection to your roots, your ancestors, or just your home space in general. It's a lovely energy to invest in these relationships within your life and also invest in your home space. Are you wanting to make that feel more inspiring and more creative, or more just safe in general? This is a lovely energy to invest in this area in life for you. Then on the 6th of January, Mars will be regressing back into your Cancer 8th house. So this could cause some issues, some triggering, some deep internal frustrations to do with your income, your finances, and how you make your money in some way. Have a think back to last year, mid to late last year, and what was coming up around that time, as this will likely be revisited for the next few months until Mars stations direct. Then on the 8th of January, Mercury will move into your second house of finances. This is an awesome energy to make those financial plans for this year ahead, to plan out those business plans, to really speak into existence the goals you want to set and achieve this year ahead. Then on the 12th of January, the North Node will move into your Pisces 4th house and the South Node into your Virgo 10th house. So there is going to be some deeply transformative shifts and changes happening on this axis for you, which will likely feel quite challenging because it will form a square to your ascendant and descendant at some point. And the eclipses are triggering deeply fated change to do with your career and your home and family life. You're likely already starting to see where this may manifest or how this may show up, because we have already had an eclipse happen in your 4th house of home and family at the end of last year. So whatever is kind of coming up right now will likely give you a clue at what it is going to come up that's going to be quite fated and quite challenging, and just a shift out of some sort of version of yourself and your career that is likely feeling quite triggering and could be quite potent. There's going to be things that come up that are just so fated, they just need to happen, and you just need to roll with it and just know that whatever is happening now is for the greater good, and whatever is happening now, you will get through it. On the 14th of January, the full moon will be happening in your 8th house of other people's money, finances in general. So there could be a culmination, a point coming up here to do with how you make your money, or if you've owed any debts, or if debts have been owed to you, you might find that these are culminated, you paid these back. Something is coming up here to do with your finances that is just coming to a close and readying this new space for you for the next year ahead. Then on the 20th of January, the sun will move into your Aquarius 3rd house. This is a lovely energy to focus on how you're communicating and expressing yourself, how you're studying, if you're wanting to call in any study, or any local travel, as Mercury will then move into your Aquarius 3rd house on the 28th of January, and the new moon in Aquarius will be happening on the 30th of January in this house for you. So if you're wanting to literally speak into existence new plans, ideas, to really just work on and transform over the next year and 20 years, because Pluto is still in this house for you and is very involved in this new moon. So pay attention to what's coming up here, and know that whatever you're wanting to set and call in will likely have a long-term effect, a long-term transformative, potent power over the next few years ahead. So have a think where you want to, how you want to communicate and express yourself, and how you want to call in this new inspiration into your life. Then on the 31st of January, Uranus will station direct in your Taurus 6th house, which is likely going to help you feel like anything to do with your health, your daily routines is moving forward again. Maybe you've had some unexpected health challenges that you've been working on over the last few years. You're starting to get those insights and downloads into how you can sort of alleviate these or heal these in some way. Maybe you're just having those insights into new alternative medicines or treatments, or you're just starting to just progress forward in this area in life for you in general. So let's have a look at what the cards have in store for you, Sagittarius rising. Forgiveness. Set yourself free. I think this is a big message for you over this next year, Sagittarius rising, because with the node shifting into your 10th and 4th houses as a Capricorn rising, I can tell you it's been challenging. This is going to feel a little challenging. It's going to feel like there's this constant friction over this next 18 months. So just know that you just forgive yourself, set yourself free. Just know that whatever is happening, whatever transformative changes are happening, you will get through it, and you just need to just focus on setting yourself free. So all up for you, Sagittarius rising. This will be the start of a very transformative time. This will be the start of a bit of a challenging time, but also a time of deep growth. I think there's going to be some interesting insights for you that will come through to do with how you communicate and express yourself, and also putting those plans into motion to do with how you make your money and your finances, and also a focus on your family life and investing in your home in general. Capricorn and Capricorn rising. This energy of January will be happening throughout your 3rd, 2nd, 1st and 7th houses. At the beginning of the month, Venus will be moving into your 3rd house of communication, local travel and your neighborhood. So it's a lovely energy to invest your time, energy and resources into how you communicate and express yourself. Maybe wanting to take on some study, so maybe identifying some new study that you want to take, or just investing in your neighborhood and some local travel in general. Then on the 6th of January, Mars will regress back into your Cancer 7th house. So there could be some challenging internal feelings around your relationships, your one-to-one contractual agreements, and just your client work in general. There just could be some internal frustrations here. So have a think back to mid to late last year. Whatever was coming up for you around that time is likely going to come back up to the surface and will be a theme until Mars stations direct. Then on the 8th of January, Mercury will be moving into your Capricorn 1st house. This is a nice energy to really plan out this year for you personally. How do you want this year to look? How can you invest your time, energy and resources into creating this year and planning out this year so that you're able to really put your energy into the tasks at hand, to really put your time, energy and resources into maybe calling in new opportunities. Where do you want to see this year progressing for you on a very personal level? This is a nice transit to do that planning. Then on the 12th of January, the nodes will be shifting finally out of your 10th and 4th houses into your 9th and 3rd houses. So with the North Node in your 3rd house, maybe you're identifying some new shifts and changes to do with how you communicate and express yourself, your local neighborhood, or even some study, and maybe you're sort of focusing more on your local space rather than overseas. You're letting go or transforming that sort of connection with overseas or connection with higher study and just focusing more on the local community around you. Then on the 14th of January, the full moon will be happening in your Cancer 7th house. So there could be a culmination point or an ending or a closing up, or something is finally coming to fruition to do with your client work, to do with your one-on-one contractual agreements, or just to do with something or a project or something you're working on with others is finally coming to close, kind of coming to fruition here for you. And on the 20th of January, the sun will move into your 2nd house, really identifying areas for you to invest your energy and time into maybe growing your finances, where you want to see your finances grow, or maybe just taking note or taking stock of where your financial sort of situation is and what you want it to look like over this year ahead. Because then on the 28th, Mercury will move into your Aquarius 2nd house, and then on the 30th of January, there will be the new moon happening in your 2nd house of finances. Your 2nd house is already going through this massive transformation with Pluto. Now it's been hit by a new moon, so it's time for you to start planning. Where do you want to see your finances? How do you want to see your finances grow, shift, change and transform over the next 20 years? This is a nice new moon to really plant the seeds of intention and sow those seeds of intention to how they're going to manifest and show up over this next year ahead and into the next 20 years. Make a plan and how you're going to achieve that plan. Break down those steps and how it will set you up for success in the long term. Then on the 31st of January, Uranus will station direct in your Taurus 5th house. So if things have started to feel a little bit stagnant or slowed down when it comes to your romantic partnerships or your hobbies or even relationships in your life, this will start moving forward or progressing with Uranus stationing direct. Maybe those new intuitive insights or unexpected insights are starting to come through a lot more regularly. So let's have a look at what the cards have in store for you, Capricorn rising. That one just fell out. nature, notice the harmony around you. I think that's a really lovely energy for that Piscean energy, with the new North Node moving into your Pisces 3rd house, South Node into your Virgo 9th house, but also that Mercury moving into your 1st house of Capricorn. Just noticing nature around you and noticing the harmony around you, noticing where things are in balance is really going to be key here. So all up for you, Capricorn rising. This will be a month of maybe sort of planning your where you want to see your finances grow, shift and change, focusing on how you want to communicate and express yourself this year. And there will be a focus on maybe letting go of maybe some travel plans or overseas travel plans, or focusing on things more locally. And also there could be some challenges or aggravations around partnerships in your life or your contractual agreements in your life over the next few months ahead. Aquarius and Aquarius rising. This energy of January will be focusing on your 2nd house, your 1st house, your 12th house, and also your 6th house. At the beginning of the month, Venus will be transiting into your 2nd house of finances, which is a lovely energy for just investing in your values, investing in what lights you up, investing in what it is you feel deeply connected to and deeply aligned with and resonate with. This is also just a nice energy for your financial state in general. On the 6th of January, Mars will regress back into your 6th house of health, well-being and daily routines. So there could be some challenges or aggravations to do with your health. So have a think back to mid to late last year, what was coming up around that time, as this could give you clues at what this transit will be. And this energy will kind of stick around for the next couple months until Mars stations direct. Then on the 8th of January, Mercury will move into your Capricorn 12th house. So maybe there's some communications or things happening behind the scenes. Maybe you're just keeping your plans a bit private for this year ahead, but this is a great energy to just take time aside and just really plan out where it is you want to see yourself going this year, and just keeping those plans a little private for the time being. Then on the 12th of January, the North Node will move into your Pisces 2nd house and the South Node into your Virgo 8th house. So your financial access is again going to be of focus this year, of the next 18 months to be exact. So have a think back to what kind of is coming up for you over the last couple months, is because we did have an eclipse happen in your 2nd house recently at the end of last year. So this could give you a bit of a clue as to what to expect over the next 18 months. But I would say that you're just really focusing on your value system, your finances, and aligning yourself with work or monetary gain that feels really in alignment with what your values are, and transforming your values in some way. Maybe letting go of financial streams of income or how you make your money in ways that don't feel aligned with this energy. So this will be all revealed over the next 18 months, but it could be a really interesting transformative time for you. Then on the 14th of January, the full moon will be happening in your 6th house of Cancer. So something is coming to a culmination here, possibly to do with your health, your well-being, your work, or your daily routines in some way. Some maybe health issue that you've had is finally coming to an end. You're finally getting some answers, or you're finally just removing it out of your life. You're ready to just let go and just ready to just call in some new healing energy, or just something is finally coming to a culmination point for you. And on the 20th of January, the sun will move into your Aquarius 1st house. So you're likely going to feel invigorated and ready to just take on this year ahead. Things are going to start just feeling like you're focused this year. Your physical self is a focus. Your just energy is feeling more invigorated. Then on the 28th of January, Mercury will also move into your 1st house. And then on the 30th of January, we will have the new moon happening in your 1st house of self. So you know that Pluto is currently in your 1st house of self, so you're likely starting to go through that really transformative journey into who you are and how you want to appear in the world, who you want to be in the world. So this is a lovely new moon to really identify who that person is that you want to step into. What does that future you look like? What does their daily routines look like? What do their how do they dress? How do they spend their time? This is a lovely way to kind of use this new moon energy to plan out or set some intentions into that person that you want to step into. Then on the 31st of January, Uranus will station direct in your 4th house of home and family. So if things have felt a little bit stagnant, if you're wanting to shift and change up your home space in some way, or there are some changes happening within your family and they've kind of slowed down, these are going to start picking up traction again. You're likely going to start having those unexpected insights or news happening around this area in life for you. So let's have a look at what the cards have in store for you, Aquarius and Aquarius rising. Set intentions. That is a perfect card for you, especially with this new moon in Aquarius at the end of January. Plant the seeds and watch them grow. I think this new moon is one to pay attention to. I think that would be a really good time to really utilize that potent manifestation energy to really call in the next year and even the next 20 years of what it is you want to step into and really plant those seeds. So all up for you, Aquarius rising. This will be a month of focusing on your finances. Your financial access is going to go through a deep transformation over the next 18 months. There's going to be some changes or challenges or focus on your health, well-being and daily routines, a focus on your sense of self, and maybe keeping those plans for the year a little bit private, but also setting those intentions for the year ahead and the next 20 years ahead in that Aquarius new moon at the end of the month. So for Pisces and Pisces rising, this energy of January will be happening throughout your first house, your 12th house, your 11th house, and your 5th house. At the beginning of the month, Venus will be moving into your first house of self. This is a beautiful magnetic energy for attracting things to you. You're likely feeling really magnetic and attractive in general. This is just a nice energy to focus on investing in your physical self. If you're wanting to invest in a new haircut or a new outfit or just something to do with your physical body, beautiful energy to do so. On the 6th of January, Mars will regress back into your Cancer 5th house. So if you're having any challenges or aggravations to do with your hobbies or relationships or even your children in your life, this could come up to the surface and could be felt on a really internal level. Have a think back to mid to late last year and what was coming up around that time, as that could give you a clue as to what to expect for this Mars retrograde period. Then on the 8th of January, Mercury will move into your Capricorn 11th house. It's a lovely energy for planning out your hopes, dreams and wishes for the year ahead. It's a wonderful time to just really set those plans into motion and just really put those plans on paper and just really formulate a solid ideas around what you want to achieve and how you're going to get there. Then on the 12th of January, the nodes will be shifting into your first house and your 7th house. With the North Node moving into your first house of self, this is a deeply transformative time of focusing on you. Not usually an energy you're used to, Pisces and Pisces rising. You're likely it's going to feel quite foreign potentially because you're used to focusing your energy on others. This is going to be a deeply transformative energy of just really stepping into this next phase of life, stepping into this new version of yourself, and maybe letting go of relationships or contractual agreements that have been holding you back, that have been keeping you from being yourself, that have been making you feel stagnant in some way. So pay attention to what's kind of coming up right now, as this is what's sort of starting to manifest from the eclipse we did have in your Pisces first house at the end of last year. So it's starting to manifest tangibly, so this will give you a clue as to what to expect likely for the next 18 months. Then on the 14th of January, the full moon will be happening in your Cancer 5th house. So maybe a relationship's coming to an end. Maybe you're finishing up with some hobbies that no longer feel aligned with you. Something is coming to a culmination here for you. Maybe friendships coming to an end that you feel no longer aligned with. Then on the 20th of January, the sun will move into your Aquarius 12th house. So you might likely feel you need to just take some time aside, which is totally fine. Pisces rising, there's a lot of changes happening for you, so maybe you just need a little bit of solitude, a little bit of time to connect with your feelings and inner world. Then on the 28th of January, Mercury will also move into your Aquarius 12th house, and then on the 30th of January, the new moon will be happening in your Aquarius 12th house. So you do have Pluto transiting this house for you, so your mental health, your subconscious realm is going through a deeply transformative period. So just allow this new moon to really pull back the layers of maybe where you thought you should be and just focusing on your current mental health, focusing on keeping some time aside for you, maybe having a bit of solitude around the time of this new moon to really set the intentions of the growth that you want to have in this area, of the transformative energies that you can really harness and really put to use, and really transforming just in general your connection to the divine, your connection to what spirituality means to you, and maybe even connecting with groups of people that can help you really heal this part of your life, help you heal these mental or physical or emotional wounding in some way. Then on the 31st of January, Uranus will station direct in your Taurus 3rd house. So if insights or downloads have felt a little bit stagnant, or you're just your local community, or if you're studying, things have just felt like they're sort of slowed down and you're not getting those creative or new fresh insights as you may have been. This is going to start moving forward and progressing forward from the 31st onwards. So be open to receiving those new intuitive hits and those unexpected ideas, as this will come through from the 31st onwards. So let's have a look at what the cards have in store for you, Pisces and Pisces rising. This card has come up a lot this reading, but guidance. You are divinely guided. I think that has a lot to do with that 12th house, a lot to do with that first house, that transformative energy. I note that this card tends to come up when it's like the nodes are shifting into quite a prominent place, but for you this is a very prominent place. It's your 1st and 7th houses on your ascendant and descendant. So just know that whatever transformative energies are coming through for you this next 18 months, you're divinely guided, you're protected, this is meant to happen for a reason. It's very fated. Whatever comes up, whatever happens, whatever closes up, whatever ends is meant to happen, and it will be for the greater good. So all up for you, Pisces rising. This will be a month of focusing on yourself, some deep changes that are kind of bubbling up to the surface, some focusing on closing up or ending to do with a romantic partnership or a friendship potentially in your life, or closing up of an old hobby that no longer feels good to you anymore, and then also a focus on maybe being a little bit more solitude this month, spending time on your own, spending time with your thoughts and focusing on your mental health.